Talking again with Carl Wolinskas at Smart Company Growth. Carl, you do some social media work and specifically do some work on LinkedIn. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, social media, Rob, is all the buzz. It's all the rage. Everybody knows about it. We've just heard Google Plus released and got to 25 million subscribers in, I don't know, like 10 hours or something. Ridiculous, even on their beta version. But a lot of people don't know how to use social media. Now, I caution my prospects on anyone who says that they are a social media expert on all forms of social media. I think it's so overwhelming, it's very difficult to be. I think you can be an expert on one thing, you can be pretty good at two things, and then the last thing would be something that you're okay with, that you sort of fiddle with. I've chosen LinkedIn because my market, my client segment, happens to be white-collar business professionals. When I do SmartView executive video interviews, it lends itself to people who are business professionals, service providers, lawyers, financial advisors, engineering firms, architects, consultants, that sort of thing. And so does LinkedIn. If you look at the marketplace for LinkedIn, you don't find landscapers on LinkedIn. You don't find burger flippers on LinkedIn. You don't find people who do boat repair on LinkedIn. I'm not saying you'll never find them, but that's more of a Facebook thing. What you find on LinkedIn are these upwardly mobile, white-collar professionals who want to say something unique about their own talents. And since I specialize in LinkedIn, that's what I help people do. Highlight their own talents, what they can bring to a situation, be it with work or with a opportunity for consulting business or that sort of thing.
Well, I agree with you. It's easy to get lost in the whole spectrum of the social networking platform. And agree with you with LinkedIn, you'll find a lot more professionals as well. How do your profile services work to make that step a little bit easier so it's a little less intimidating for somebody getting just started into this?
Well, first of all, when you're on LinkedIn, there's a lot of different levels that you can get in at. Many people think they just need to put their resume up on LinkedIn, and that's sort of what it is. It's an online resume. And I can tell you right now, if you use it for that, you're missing an opportunity. LinkedIn is much more than that, and in fact, you don't want to have an online resume. As a matter of fact, if you want to list your online resume, put it on DocStock and put it as one of your websites, linked to from your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is your opportunity to tell a story. Because I've done so many of these, and because I happen to be pretty good at writing, what my company does is allows you to tell your story in an inviting way that people will want to contact you, and it's also very keyword rich. So LinkedIn is just like Google, except it's only in the LinkedIn universe. So instead of having billions and billions of people on it, it has about 100 million people on it. Still a big number. And if you want to get noticed in those 100 million people, your profile needs to be optimized, much like your website needs to be optimized. So LinkedIn's an opportunity to tell your story. And oh, by the way, LinkedIn profiles are indexed by Google and the major search engines, so they do show up when you do searches on those, as you've probably already found out. But LinkedIn, I'll help people tell their story. I'll help them optimize it, get involved in groups, get the social dialogue starting so that people want to come to them, and I'll get their profile found in more searches that are done online by people using LinkedIn search.
Oh, great. Well, you make some excellent points there. What's the number one piece of advice you'd give somebody that wants to get started using LinkedIn to be found by prospects?
Well, first of all, let me do a cheap plug here. If they go to the website, for the moment, they can get a free ebook that I wrote, 35-page ebook on LinkedIn that has 7 instructional videos that tell them in detail all they need to do. Really, if I had to give one piece of advice, it's number one, have a keyword-rich, and keyword meaning key phrases, 2 to 3 word phrases, expositional profile that is inviting for other people to want to connect with you, that says something unique about yourself, establishes your brand a bit, and is also invites people. In fact, you can tell people all invitations welcome, because a lot of times people will look at a profile and say, well, I don't know how to contact them. You can make it very easy to be contacted, and those contacts are key. So an inviting keyword-rich profile, I'd say, would be the number one thing to get started.
Great. Carl, again, thanks again for your time, and we'll look forward to talking to you here real soon.
Thanks, Rob.